This is chapter 3. I believe we're up to section F by this time. We have to make a correction because what I forgot to do was change, although you can see it easier this way, I need to change my stroke color from the black to the orange that we were using so I can match the color here. And I'm not sure which one it is, if it's that one or this one. There it is, which is much better because now when I deselect, we can actually look and see, we don't see that black outline. Now, something else that we're going to do is we're going to outline a stroke. Paths, like lines, can have a stroke color, but they can't have a fill color. So if you create a line in Illustrator and you want both a fill and a stroke, you're going to have to outline the stroke. That converts the line into a closed path or a compound shape. By outlining it, you can't edit it using the width tool anymore, but we're going to outline the stroke of the lamp that we created with the width tool. So I've already selected the black line that we drew and altered, and we're going to go to Object and to Path, and we're going to outline the stroke. This makes a filled path. It's a closed path. It's a shape now, and with that selected, we're going to click the fill color in the control panel and go for that yellow green. Let me find that one. Which one is it? The C20M0. Yeah, okay, that's it. And now we're going to shift click and select that shape up above, and we're going to go Object and Group. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is work with the Shape Builder tool. In Illustrator, you can combine vector objects to create shapes in a variety of ways. The resulting paths or shapes differ depending on the method you use to combine the paths. The first method you will learn for combining shapes involves working with the Shape Builder. The Shape Builder allows you to visually and intuitively merge, delete, fill, and edit overlapping shapes and paths directly in the artwork. Using the Shape Builder tool, we're going to create a lampshade for the lamp that we created on the right. Okay, with the Selection tool, I want you to shift-click and select both of those stars that we created earlier. Go up to Object and go to Hide Selection. That's going to temporarily hide them. Remember, they're still there. Select the Rectangle tool in the toolbar and near the top edge of the artboard on the right, somewhere above your lamp, you're going to click to open the rectangle dialog box. Okay, change the width in there to 2 inches and the height to 1.2 and select OK. Now we're going to change the fill color to an orange that has the tool tip of C0 M80 Y95. That's it. Now let's move that up a little bit. Let me hit my escape button and get my selection and move this up above so I've got some space here. Scroll down a little bit. There we go. That's a little better. You can move by using the center scroll button on your mouse. So I've got that shape moved over here. There we go. And now I'm going to pick up my rectangle tool again and click on the artboard to open the rectangle dialog box. And I want to keep the width at 1, but I'm going to change the height to 0.15 of an inch and say OK. After that's drawn, we're going to change the fill of that to black. And now I'm going to have to use my escape key, click on my selection tool, and I'm going to drag the small rectangle over here so that the top edge snaps to the bottom of the first rectangle and it's aligned to the center. There we go. Click to select the yellow triangle at the top of the lamp shape. The yellow triangle at the top of the lamp shape on the right. Oh, there it is. And we're going to edit, copy, edit, and paste. And in the transform panel, so we have to get window transform, and let's drag that out of the way. Change the width to 2 inches and the height to 2 inches. And now with the selection tool, drag the triangle so that its bottom edge aligns with the bottom of the larger rectangle and is centered vertically over it, like that. Now we're going to drag across all 3 shapes to select them. In order to edit shapes with the Shape Builder tool, they have to be selected. Using the Shape Builder tool, we're now going to combine, delete, and paint these shapes. So let's go pick up the Shape Builder tool. Okay, select the Shape Builder tool and position the pointer below the shapes and drag up into the larger rectangle like that, and release the mouse button to combine the shapes. You can also press the Shift key and drag a marquee across a series of the shapes to combine them, and pressing the Shift option in the Mac or the Shift Alt in the Windows and dragging marquee across selected shapes with a Shape Builder tool selected allows you to delete a series of shapes within the marquee. When you select the Shape Builder tool, the overlapping shapes are divided into separate objects temporarily. As you drag from one part to another, a red outline appears showing you what the final shape outline is going to look like when it's merging the shapes together. With the shapes still selected, we haven't deselected, hold down the Option or the Alt, depending on whether you're Mac or Windows, and now we have a minus sign. Click the upper piece of the triangle. We're going to click this piece and we're going to click on this piece to delete them. The shape is still selected. Select the selection tool and change the fill color to a light gray. It's going to be, let's see, should be black 10, which is going to be this one. Now, you can change your stroke to none or change this to 0. Hit your escape key to close the dialog box, and let's see, what are we doing next? Deselect by clicking to the side. Now, Object, Show All is going to show our star shapes. They're now behind our lamp. And because they're selected, go to Object, Arrange, Bring to Front, which is going to bring them up above. And with the selection tool, because they're both selected, you can drag them over the lampshade and shift click to hold and constrain them so that they change size easily, and just kind of drag them and position them wherever you would like on the lampshade. And now you're going to shift click, well, or just drag a marquee across everything to select all three objects and choose Object Group. You can deselect, and then this is a good time to save again. The next thing we're going to do is work with the Pathfinder panel. The bottom row of buttons in the Pathfinder panel called Pathfinder Effects lets you combine shapes in different ways to create paths or compound paths. When a Pathfinder effect like merge is applied, the original objects selected are permanently transformed. If the effect results in more than one shape, they're going to be grouped automatically. So now we're going to finish that yellow-green lamp using the Pathfinder effects. So we're going to select Window, Pathfinder, which brings up this dialog box. With the selection tool, we're going to hold down the Shift key, and so I need my selection tool, and Shift and click the small yellow triangle and the rectangle right below it. So both of those are selected. With the shapes selected in the Pathfinder panel, select Merge to combine the shapes to one. Divide, trim, merge. Okay, now deselect and save. The buttons in the top row of the Pathfinder panel are called shape modes, and these create paths just like the Pathfinder effects down at the bottom, but they can also be used to create compound shapes. When several shapes are selected, clicking a shape mode while pressing the Option button creates a compound shape, not a path. The original underlying objects of a compound shape are preserved, so as a result, you can still select each original object within a compound shape. Using a shape mode to create a compound shape can be useful if you think that you might want to retrieve the original shapes at a later time. Now we're going to use the shape mode to finish the yellow-green lamp. Okay, we're looking at the rectangle at the bottom of the yellow-green lamp. We've got the rectangle tool. Now we're going to pick up the rectangle tool, and we're going to draw a rectangle that has a width of a 1/2 inch and a height of 1/10 of an inch. Okay, so here we go. It's going to be a 1/2 an inch wide and 1/10 of an inch tall. Well, it's just going to hop down to that, and that's what I'm going to have to use. Okay, with the selection tool, I'm going to move this over here so that they line up inside. In fact, I want to get this down so that the outside is even. There we go. Okay, now I'll wait for the next video.